The idea of reincarnation, where a soul is believed to be reborn in a new body after death, has been a topic of fascination for centuries, especially in various religious and philosophical traditions. However, from a scientific perspective, proving reincarnation remains highly controversial. While no conclusive proof exists, some researchers have conducted studies that claim to suggest evidence supporting the possibility of reincarnation. Here are 10 of the most notable investigations and cases that are often cited in relation to reincarnation research. 1. Dr. Ian Stevenson's case studies. Dr. Ian Stevenson, a psychiatrist at the University of Virginia, spent decades studying cases of children who claimed to remember their past lives. He documented over 2,500 cases, particularly in cultures where belief in reincarnation is prevalent. One of the most famous cases involved a boy in India who provided verifiable details about a previous life in another town. 2. James Leininger case. James Leininger, a boy from Louisiana, began having nightmares about being a World War II fighter pilot. He provided detailed accounts of specific battles, planes, and names that were later verified. His parents were initially skeptical, but after investigating, they found that many of the details he mentioned matched those of a pilot who had died during World War II. In the 1930s, India, a young girl named Shanti Devi claimed to remember a past life in a nearby town. She provided specific details about her former husband, home, and death, which were investigated and largely corroborated. Even Mahatma Gandhi became interested in this case. Ryan Hammonds, a boy from Oklahoma, began recalling details about being a Hollywood actor in the 1930s. His memories led researchers to verify his claims as matching the life of a lesser-known actor, Marty Martin, including personal details such as family relationships and specifics about his home. In 1957, two young sisters, Joanna and Jacqueline Pollock, died in a car accident in England. A year later, their mother gave birth to twin girls, Gillian and Jennifer, who began recalling details of their sisters' lives that they had no apparent way of knowing. The twins even exhibited behavior and preferences similar to their deceased sisters. The case of Purnima Ikanayake. Purnima, a young girl in Sri Lanka, began recalling a life as a male incense maker who died in a road accident. Dr. Stevenson investigated this case and found that many of the details Purnima provided matched those of a man who had indeed lived and died as she described. Kendra Carter's swimming ability. Kendra Carter, a young American girl, was terrified of water until she began remembering a past life in which she drowned. After recalling these memories and undergoing therapy, she quickly learned how to swim, even mastering advanced techniques without formal training, which some researchers attribute to past life skills. The case of Sam Taylor. At 18 months old, Sam Taylor from Vermont began recalling details about his grandfather's life, such as personal events and family history, even though the two had never met. His family was intrigued by how accurately Sam could recall information he had no way of learning. The case of Titu Singh. Titu Singh, a young boy from India, began recalling his previous life as a man named Suresh Verma, who had been shot to death. He provided numerous details about his family, job, and murder, which were later corroborated during an investigation. Virginia Tige, in the 1950s under hypnosis, began recalling details about a past life as Bridie Murphy, an Irish woman. Though initially sensational, investigations found inconsistencies, and critics argued it might have been a case of cryptomnesia or unconscious memory. However, this case remains one of the most well-known. These cases, while intriguing, are subject to interpretation and debate. Skeptics argue that they may result from suggestion, coincidence, or faulty memories, while proponents believe they provide compelling evidence for reincarnation. However, from a strict scientific perspective, none of these cases definitively prove the reality of reincarnation. They often rely on anecdotal evidence, making them difficult to verify through empirical methods. Nonetheless, they continue to fuel the debate about life after death and the possibility of reincarnation.